What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Josh, back with another video. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. But today in this video, we're going to be giving my guy a high fade. As you guys can see, it's very much needed. Now let's get right into this cut. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick out the sides. I want to make sure I have the hair fully stretched out by picking it out before I go in and do any debulking, because sometimes if the hair is too thick and if there's too much hair, you will end up getting the hair caught up in the clippers, and you don't want to do that. It's painful for your clients. So right now we're going to go in and use my number 2 guard and do some debulking. The purpose of debulking is to take out all this hair that we're not going to need, because this hair is going to be cut off anyways in the fade. And the more hair you have on the head, the harder it is, to get your fade in. I debulk because I want to have a clean area so I can see my fade. So right here we're going to go in with my gold Babyliss trimmers, setting in my bald line, not going in too high, and kind of dropping it towards the back. In the back of the head, I don't want to go up too high. If you guys noticed in the beginning of the video, it was kind of like his fro sat at the top of his head. We kind of wanted to blend towards the back, slightly mimicking like a drop fade, so I'm gonna do that. So right after I'm done setting in my bald line, I go in with my trimmer with the front of it facing upwards, and I just hit the bottom of the line to soften it up. So to set in my next guideline, I'm going to go in with my cordless Wahl Seniors with the lever all the way open. And I'm going to go up about a ½ inch, staying parallel to the first guideline that we made, so we can have this fade balanced all the way around. After setting in the guideline, we go in with the same clipper but with the lever halfway closed. And we're going to start up under the line and just flick up to the line. And we're going to do some detail work. Sometimes you have to play with your lever a little bit, opening and closing it, but this is how you get out that guideline. Our next guideline is going to be with the number 1 guard with the lever all the way open. This is when we start to transition our fade into the afro. Right here we're not going to go up too high because we want to leave some blending room for the rest of the guards. So right here we're going to do my fading down technique. Coming from the 1 guard open, we're going to close the number 1 guard and go up into the same guideline as we did with the 1 guard open, but not going up all the way, going in about halfway. And as you guys can see, we softened up that dark line that was there. And right here we're going to go in with the half guard, and this is going to almost take it out completely. It might not do it all the way, but we're going to come back later and do some detail work. So right here I picked up my number 3 guard. The number 3 guard is going to be the biggest guard that I use in this fade. And for the rest of this fade, we're going to be doing some fading down from the number 3 guard. So this just sets in my foundation. Following right behind the number 3 guard, I came back with my number 2 guard with the lever all the way open. And once I feel like I got a good transition with the number 2 guard open, I'm going to close the number 2 guard and just go right around the head doing the same thing. And once I'm done with the number 2 guard, I just walk down to my next guard, which is the 1½ guard. And I'm going to start with the lever all the way open, like I did with my previous guards. Every time I pick up a new guard, I always start with the lever open, and then I drop down to the lever closed. And then I'll just go in and do the same thing until I see the lines blending out. Usually once I get back around the 1 guard area, I tend to have to do a lot of detail work. So that's what you guys see right now as you're seeing that dark line disappear. So right here I'm going to do one of the most highly effective techniques that I know, clipper over comb, where I kind of connect the fade into the fro without using guards, because I feel like I have more control and I just get a better blend. In this video I have to do a lot of detail work to this fade. We're not yet done with it all the way, but for right now we're just going to move on to the next part of the haircut until later. Our next part of the haircut is the hairline, but before we move on, I want to make sure I debulk some of the hair off the front line. For the lineup, y'all already know I'm going to be using my gold Babyliss trimmers. I love when I get to the lineup because it just adds a nice pop to the haircut, and also it brings out imperfections in my fade. That's highly important because it affects your overall ending of the haircut. Once I was done lining them up, I recognized a lot of dark spots in my fade that I went in and fixed. So right now we're just going to be doing some detail work, making sure that I get my blend as best as I can. So on this cut, we're going to be adding some hair fibers, a little enhancement to the hairline to make it pop a little bit more. And right here, I'm just going to be applying the enhancements. When you're applying enhancements, make sure you don't overdo it. Make sure you don't squeeze it too hard, and make sure you don't hit the same area too many times because it will pile up. So what I tend to do is not pump it so hard and don't hit the same areas too many times. So right after I'm done applying the enhancements, I go in with my trimmers and I just line it up right along with the natural hairline. I look to see if it blends well and if it's not too dark in certain areas, because I might have to brush it out and reapply it. But overall, you know, I try to keep it looking natural, not making it look fake, you know. I know a lot of people don't like enhancements. I see it in my comments all the time. But if you have a good barber and he can make your natural line look good and he applies enhancement on top of that, there's no problem with it, because once you wash it out, you have that natural nice hairline. This is just something that I recommend for, like, you know, events or whatever. But, you know, to each their own. I don't think it's a real big problem with it as long as you're a good natural cutter. To lock in the hair fibers, to make sure they don't go anywhere, I apply holding spray and I use the blow dryer to dry it. And then I go in one last time with my trimmers. And this is the ultimate crispy line after I use my holding spray. That's how I get the ash line on the edge. A lot of people might say it looks like the white pencil, but you know, if you apply it right, not too much, and you got some nice zero gap trimmers, it'll create that nice ash line that you want. And this is what I usually do once I'm done with my haircut. Once I'm done with my haircuts, I usually add a nice bit of oil sheen, and I go in with my nappy brush and I just go in and I twist the hair, getting those coils in there to make it look good. It definitely adds a different look to your cut. It makes it look way better for sure. YouTube, this is the before, and if you guys watched the video up until this point, I really appreciate you guys. You watched me transform Lil Man step by step. We definitely made him look way better. But YouTube, without further ado, this is the cut. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. You leave a like and you leave a comment on this video. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at JoshXBarber. It's your boy Josh, and I'm out.